You can't get what you can't get my way. I'm like 23. More fun again, and I put that on me. I feel the way my heart out of my sleeve. That's why I had to put my ring on freeze. Cover the wind and take another day. Designer on me, this they do shit now. Get that stretch, get that drip. Champion, yeah, yeah. This is when it takes 6 rings with a pinky ring. Everybody used to pick at me, now I'm the one that they picking. Snakes out, they hit scene, but I can't hear when the crash screen still balling. Today, from Raymond James Stadium in Tampa, Florida, Brithegamer to kick off the NFL on EA Sports. Here's the punter, Bradley Pinion, on to get us started. And off we go from Tampa. And no run back here, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And the first carry here for Todd Gurley. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. No gain on the play, and then second down. Second and 10. Looking to throw on second down. Ryan, he's got to have the hook up to Gage. And they're able to get this one across the 35. A gain of 13, it's a first down. First down. That's one for Gurley. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, second and 12. It's a loss of 2. Brings up 7 and 12. They go play action drive. And down he goes. A Buccaneer sack. 305-pound Dominic and Sue find the path to the QB there. Third and long. It's Ryan. That'll be caught. Hauled in by Christian Blake. And they get it up here to 35, right to 34 here. It'll be a gain of 8, but it also lead to a fourth down. Well, we're so often how tackling has become almost a lost art in the NFL game. But it's so important to tackle well on these receivers, especially in a play like this one. Third down, they gave me underneath stuff. You got to go and tackle right away. Great blocking on the return. It springs him for 25. And the Bucs will get ready to go on offense. Brady going to bring the Bucs up with a first and 10, just shy of the 30. He's back to throw here to start the drive. Space to maneuver at the 40. It's caught by Mike Evans. And all the way up to the 45-yard line. Definitely going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down. 45-yard line. Here's Brady rolling to his left. Now he'll let it go on the run. Deep left. And this is caught. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Mike Evans, 55 yards. And the Bucs have taken a first quarter lead. Even though he was forced from the pocket, still able to adjust, make the long throw, and it ends with a really big touchdown. Yeah, moving to his left. The key to everything when they're moving outside of the pocket, doesn't matter which side, making sure the shoulders get around and you get back square so you get everything on the throw and create the big play we just saw there downfield. And that is going to be caught. And it moves the lead to 8-0. Around the goal line, especially on 2-point tries, sometimes the QB's best friend is a big target to tight end. I love how you described it because you know he's going to have some length and some catch radius, as well as a big body to keep people away from the football. Lane opens here. He's past the 30. Set to begin their next drive. The Falcons offense offense at the line. I'm hoping to do better than they did in their last possession when they punted the football.
Appeal to the mandate of your offensive line. Tell them that they control your fate. Leverage guys. Win the line of scrimmage. If you do that, you start to win first down. You win second down. And guess what? You start accumulating first downs. And that's what they need in order to not move the ball again.
And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one. And it's third down. So the failure to connect on second down and losing staring up here at a 3rd and 8. Popped in the air, they intercepted. Picked up by Jordan Whitehead. And they'll start with great field position at the 41-yard line.
The Bucs take over 1st and 10 at the 41-yard line.
So after the INT, it's Brady. Now he'll let it go on the run. And at the 7-yard line, the catch is made. And he's into the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. So Brady with 2 first-quarter touchdown passes. And the Buccaneers here finding a way to stretch their lead. Still first quarter, 2 receiving touchdowns for him. How are they going to slow him down?
I think they're thinking about altering their game plan. Whatever they came in with, now maybe you switch a better cover guy to it. Or you make sure you have more people in his general area wherever he lines up to at least try and discourage them from throwing the ball to him.
Now Brady. It's caught at the 1. And he will get it into the end zone to extend the lead by 2 more. I think we're sensing a trend here. 2 first-half touchdowns. After going for 2 after the first score, CD, I thought maybe they would kick the PAT here. No, they get 2 more.
Now, they decided to really press the advantage because, remember, getting the 2 after the first score, you've already got the other team back on their heels if they're going to mount to come back. And when you go up 2 scores and 2 two-point conversions, you've really got them thinking on the other side of the line.
They'll start with the option. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage back at the 22. It was JPP that time. Jason Pierre-Paul who got in there to blow that play up. Now on second down, this is good. And a short gain there, so get it up only to about the 24. And the real game to sniff that out defensively. He had it diagnosed pretty quickly.
I love that description because diagnosed is perfect on that one. Read his keys.
Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Shaquille Barrett with that sack by his name in the stat sheet.
The Sundays been up to the task so far in this game. They are already up a couple of scores, Brandon, and guess what? I think they're just going to pin their ears back now and get upfield, get after the quarterback.
That's such an impressive first half to get that lead. Good blocking there, nearly struggling as it is. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. And for them, a touchdown their last game around. Obviously, they're hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay,
let's climb inside the drive. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. With about 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Well, that didn't take long. 1 play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. To throw, it's Brady. Under pressure, and he'll go down. They'll sack him on what ought to be the final play of this first quarter. Trying to get 1 more in here before the quarter breaks. On 2nd and goal, Brady. And now he's going to use, and he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Buccaneers. A 6-yard touchdown run. And the Bucs are going to add on to their lead. And now Coach Bruce Arians has made the call. His guys will go for 2.
I'd have to say we're all a little bit surprised there because at his age, with his speed, or should I say lack thereof, good rushing touchdowns, I would expect on backs. Thanks, but here, he got all his guys covered. He said, why not? And by the way, if that doesn't fire up your team, to see a veteran like that risking his body for the touchdown, I don't know what will.
Second quarter now in Tampa Bay. It's the Buccaneers in control of the football. As we'll see one following the score on the final play before break. Fielded in the end zone. And it'll come out to the 25 as he will not attempt to return. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here are an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Again, what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. Thinking you're going to get all of these points in half in one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here.
And a double coverage, and it's intercepted. Pitch by Antoine Winfield Jr. And to the 30-yard line, that's where the return stops.
Well, timing is everything on a route like this. You try to drive that football into a tight spot. And if you're a little early or a little late, chances are there's going to be someone there. And sure enough, this one's going the other way.
Mike Evans, the one he was looking for. And that'll bring up second down. To throw again. Brady. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Tom Brady, his 3rd touchdown pass of this first half. And this Buccaneer offense is running away with this one. So not only is that his 3rd touchdown catch of the game, he's done it here in the first half.
I'm not sure defensively what they're going to come up with to slow him down, because already we're seeing him run past over 3 guys in order to make these catches, and being able to try and shut him down at this stage of the game, it's going to take a lot of effort.
And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Trying to roll out and make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there is really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend the play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that point, that's just not really good at all. You end up getting sacked on the 32-yard line.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. It's just going to be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious, because now you can't run any offense at all.
So we want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And a big one here as he's taken down. William Golston. Able to get in there and run him down for what's going to be a loss of 15 yards all total. Throwing on 3rd and long. Ryan. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. They get 12 yards back, but it still leads to a 4th and long.
He wasn't the primary target, but I think it was almost like a check-down situation, wasn't it?
Yeah, hoping he can break some tackles, a big tight end, but he couldn't do it.
Yeah, get into that big frame and hope he can scatter some bodies, unable to get it done.
A nice work on the return as he gets about 15 yards back. And outlook on the offense as they take over. Brady and the Buccaneers here, 1st and 10 at about the 32. Mike Evans of the Tampa offense about to set up shop. He might be on his way to a record. And this will be caught at the 30. And he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. A big pickup of 38. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. Now Brady sliding out of the pocket. He's going to take off with it. And out of bounds inside the 10. Mark it down at the 9. Able to find a lot of empty space there. Picking up the first down at a 21-yard gain.
Partners often the man coverage is easier for a quarterback to run against. You get your receivers going downfield. Those guys are staying with him, and oftentimes they have their back to the quarterback, which opens up a lot of space and room, and they don't even know that he's taking off with it. What a big-time pickup on the play.
And he'll wind up losing yardage here, back at the 21-yard line. Call it a loss of 12 that time, and it'll be 2nd and goal. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. We remind you that coming up at halftime, Jonathan Coachman will be alongside him on highlights and analysis from Orlando of this first half of action. And they'll get it down right about the 20.
Watching that play unfold and watching him complete it brought back memories of doing all those pursuit drills to make sure you don't over-pursue and let a guy get a cutback lane on you. He did that very well.
We praised him on tape yesterday for the angles that he takes to the ball. It's a great angle right there. And he can't hang on. That would have been a big interception down here in field goal range. But instead, now they'll get a shot at 3. And Gay knocks this one through. Well, that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So a good kick there to polish off the drive with 3 points.
Yeah, coach has always talked about finishing the game with a kick. 2 of them give you points, either an extra point, or in this case, a field goal.
Taken in the end zone. And he'll just sit on this one as their drive will start at the 25. 25-yard line. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And in a spot like this, still more than a minute, I think if you put something on the board before halftime, that would go a long way towards helping them get back in. And down he goes, a bucket and snap. Jason Pierre-Paul. What a play by him. That's going to go as a loss of 13. Throwing on second and long. Ryan. And for the 3rd time here this half, it's intercepted. Carlton Davis picks it. It's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for Buccaneer TV. The pick 6 extending this lead even further. Boy, it's been a while since I've seen a team struggle this badly in the first half.
I think all they want to do is get to the locker room, try and regroup, and come out to start the 3rd quarter. Then, I think the backups get a lot of play in the second half.
And boy, talk about adding insult to injury. He's into the end zone to tackle on 2 more. And there's a quick momentum swing. INT return for a pick 6, and then the 2-point conversion good.
And even if you're keeping your wits about you, you're thinking to yourself, okay, extra ball block team going into the game now. All of a sudden, you're hearing defense, everyone's scrambling for their helmets and throwing down their cups of water. That's a great position for them to be in, trying to score against that team. A little bit disjointed.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to the air, Ryan after the pick 6. He completes it to Julio Jones. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the first half. They'll drop his underneath to Gurley. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as the clock will start with 37 seconds to play in this first half. They go play action now. Ryan. And that is incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down.
How about some applause for the defense there? They forced him to throw that one into coverage, and just like that, they're staring at a 4th down. Well done.
Returnable for Watson. A great return there. Bobbin and weaving his way for 31 yards. They had control of the football, switching hands with very little time remaining until the half. The Tampa offense ready to get their drive started. And with time quickly fading into the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this. And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Tampa Bay. Touchdown pass of the game for Tom Brady. And this offense continues to pour it on. As he was shuffling right out of the pocket, you could just tell he's going to take a shot downfield. He had his eyes down there the whole way.
He certainly did. He wasn't taking off to go, right? When he was flush from the pocket, a lot of times you see him, eyes will drop, ball will get tucked, and he takes off, becomes a running back. But as you noted, stayed alive as a passer, tremendous body control, and a pretty good arm there, too.
And that was the old QB one-man band play there on the conversion.
And look, let's face it, even quarterbacks who don't have great mobility, in certain situations, they're able to actually take the ball in themselves. Remember way back when Joe Namath against the Giants, right? Joe had all those knee outbursts. They thought he couldn't run it. No one accounted for it. He practically walked into the end zone.
The throw on first down with Ryan. And he can't escape the pressure. Ryan goes down. They come up on second and long, and the pass protection just has not been there this afternoon. There you have it. Halftime quickly over. Third quarter, here we go. On the return, Dare Ogunbowale. A nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Bucs take over first and 10 at their own 30-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire half.
He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked up by Keanu Neal. And his guys will take over at the 30-yard line. Ryan and the Falcons now come up first and 10 right at the 30. After the interception, here's Ryan. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes.
Well, normally we were talking about this with basketball players and football players, but he's adopted in this case. He's a stack sheet stuffer.
And the interception earlier, now a sack. Well, he just needs a touchdown for the trifecta.
That's about all he needs, and he's going to go for it.
Now this one into the hands of the tight end, Hayden Hurst. The reception good for 7. It's third down.
It's not cool about the game there on second down. That was a positive drive because that was a take what you can get situation. Got out to the tight end. Now it gives a much better opportunity to convert on third down.
Ball had his hands on it, couldn't bring it in. Pretty symptomatic of how this game's been going. Another drive comes and goes. Still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, when the second half comes, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. You got to keep pounding away.
A big kick there, probably 56 yards on the clock. And the offense will take over with a new set of downs. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. Good coverage that time on the linebacker, Deion Jones. An incomplete pass leads to second and 10 from the 25. On the delay, Jones. And they see right through that defensively as he'll be hit and taken down to the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll be a third and about 13. Brady going to throw. He sets up the screen to Jones. Up to the 35 before they're able to knock it down. 14 yards there, and a Buccaneer first down. And with that last play, he's now over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Another nice game, 13 yards that time, and another first down.
First and 10 at the 48-yard line.
Here's Brady to throw. Able to slither by. Takes this to the 45. Broken tackle. Got a little extra space. Able to get 7 on that first down pass play. Second and 3.
At the 45-yard line.
Flushed out right. Pass complete to his receiver, Cameron. And they're going to be slapped down around the 15-yard line. Again, there are 30 big ones.
Just more of the same there. Guys have just been running free in the secondary this entire game. No pass rush, a lot of passes completed. Been an easy day for them.
And lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. This game not quite as good as the last, but still over 40 yards between the two.
And that's how you throw a whole heap of yards in the game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. And he's into the end zone for the Tampa Bay touchdown. Tom Brady, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And this offense is running away with this one. And they're going to empty the backfield here, so they like to go for 2.
I'd have to say that for him, that was an all-encompassing drive because it was his arm that got his team down to that point. But his legs that finished the deal. Give him credit for making it happen. I know we can sit up here and dance around it a little bit, but going for two in this situation, somebody don't like someone else.
They couldn't see you lean back in your chair and you went, yeah, that's not a good decision. They didn't get it, though.
Yeah, I don't think you just say, well, my kicker's hurt in this spot. No, okay.
Early on first down with no blocking out there. He won't even make it back to line of scrimmage. Called it a loss of one.
This defense just flat getting after it. They've not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
On second and 11 now. Ryan, short throw underneath to Hurst. And to the 36-yard line. Taken down there after getting 8 yards.
And it brings up
Third from the gun. On third down, Ryan. That's caught by Treadwell. And he's going to have the Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. Took till the second half and finally a red zone opportunity here. They have a first and 10 at the 18. Back now in Tampa. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the fourth quarter. Very one-sided affair. Dominican Sue makes the tackle. The run only got a yard. Here's second and 9. 18-yard line. They'll stick to the run game with Gurley. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. And it goes a loss of a yard, so now they deal with third and 11. Third down now. And those last two plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points. And it won't be close to a first down as he runs it in the air, right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a fourth down. This run defense has been pretty stout all game long. Now you're here in the fourth quarter. It's rely more on the passing attack.
I don't think you have any choice, and I don't think you have to dress it up at all either. Throughout the first three quarters, you're still trying to convince the defense that you may run the football. That's out the window right now. Protect, let your quarterback operate, and try to find some targets in the open field and downfield.
And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
first and 10.
Mike Evans and the rest of the offensive unit heading back out there now. This defense, they wouldn't mind not seeing him again for a while. 3 trips to the end zone. How about that?
I think right now, they would happily go to their general manager and say, is there any way you can get a trade for him, trade him over to our team so he's not going to suffer him anymore? Because he is really having a heck of a ball game, isn't he?
Boy, he is. I don't know that big game trade's going to happen, but. And all the way down to the 24-yard line. It's a big play there for the Buccaneers. And even 50 yards. Brady going to fake the give to Jones and set up to throw. That's going to be caught. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it with an eyelash. Dropped at the run. Back-to-back receptions for him, but it's another first down. On play action, now Brady. And he's going to go down. This will count as a sack, a very short sack. Taken down at the 2.
In any first and goal, the real estate to work with for the offense is really cut down, and the defense knows it. So they often bring heat and pressure, which they did on this play. Got him down.
And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. As that lead just swells and swells. This has been dominance in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams.
So then we have to give a lot of credit, not just to what we've seen today, but the preparation in advance, coaching staff, commitment by the players to the game plan, and being ready to go in this one. You're exactly right. Clean sweep. And boy, they're going to celebrate this one after it's over.
And on the other side, this is the game film you just flush and never go back and review. Fourth quarter, they felt like they needed the football back. Unfortunately, they couldn't get it.
And I know we brought analytics into the game, and someone has said here that the data says that when a team's expecting an onside kick, 80% of the time, the team expecting it, they do actually recover the ball, which is what we saw here. I just wonder if that number is much more of a anecdotal type of a number. Kind of like when the coaches tell us, well, when you score on special teams, 93% of the time you win the game. I'm still waiting to see that number is empirical.
He drops it incomplete, and their struggles continue here. Fred comes in. This might be a free play. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. And he picks up the first before he's taken down at the 29. So offside's the call, and they understandably decline it.
And this is why we're seeing more and more teams hiring that one coach to the staff that's in charge of all these things. This one's minor. It's pretty easy to figure out. But all the game management stuff, trying to help out the head coach in his decision-making process.
Here's the linebacker, Devin White, there to knock it away.
Brings up 2nd and 10.
Second and 10 now. Ryan, open his paddle, it's complete. And this is going to lead to another first down as the tackle's made at the Bucs 17-yard line. So it's Falcon football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Now Ryan on first down. And Gurley fumbled it. Gurley fumbles the football that's loose. And it's picked up by the Buccaneers. And I do believe this is going to line up with safety. It is. It's a safety. That's a wacky play. Charles, help me out here. Fourth quarter, you got the lead, and you run backwards into the end zone. You're just trying to do too much.
I almost don't have words for it. But, every coach that we talk to talks about running backs or people running the football, running north-south, getting upfield. He went way in the opposite direction, and that's going to cost his team.
That cost him big time. Still leading, but it costs him. Following the fumble recovery, it's Ryan. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone.
Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Again on 2nd and 10, it's Ryan. Again, he targets Ridley. This time it's complete. They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. You're tackling him almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays harder to move it. This has been a rough one to put mildly for him. And after this one's done, you just feel like at the post-game press conference, this team's got a lot of questions, but definitely not a lot of answers.
And here's Hoffrichter now, the punter, as he sends this one away. Here's Watson. There he goes left side. And they're going to finish this one off strong. It's a return touchdown to add on that lead in the final stages.
Well, there's just about a minute left in this game. They're still taking it to the end zone, and they could have taken a knee there. But they decided to play this one all the way out, and I think their philosophy is, we're going to give you everything we've got. If we just go and take a knee now, we're actually showing you disrespect background. We're taking pity on you. They're not about to do that to their opponent.
So if they're surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. An incredibly short kick fielded way up there. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it out past the 30. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take it to next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that. Coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
He was looking for time to do it. Out of the gun, it's Ryan. He's going to have to hook up to Gage. And he's going to have a Falcons first down as they're able to get the third down conversion. 12 yards is the pickup. Good for first down for the Falcons. And it is incomplete. 17 seconds now on the clock here. Intended target on that with Russell Gage, but it's going to be second down.
That incompletion is not a surprise with the way that this one has gone, and the frustration of body language is evident everywhere. This team, they've really been put through the ringer in this one.
Had a catch on second down, but it didn't help at all. Now they're looking at third down here.
He certainly really hit from the good guy can turn it loose. Boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
A big offensive explosion